Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where today I want to talk about the latest rumour from The Mirror. The Mirror have kind of a hit and miss record with Doctor Who, and somewhat interestingly, this is kind of a rumour that we've covered before, but it's very interesting to hear, The Mirror cover it, because as I said, sometimes they'll have absolute banger exclusives that are bang on the money. For example, they predicted, I believe, Jodie Whittaker's regeneration, numerous details about Series 12, Graham and Ryan leaving, but then also they'll have some things that feel like they've just been looking at the rumour mill online and just decide to report that as an exclusive, i.e. a while back they did a article about Doctor Who Unleashed, which was a rumour that I spoke about, I believe, first, and they reported it as an exclusive. But anyway, they've got a pretty hit and miss track record is what I'm saying, but we're going to get into this article as it details a classic companion potentially returning for Series 14. But before we get into it, if you could do me a teeny tiny little favour and click that subscribe button, that would be ever so much appreciated. We are trying to get to 16,000 subscribers at the end of the month, with our next stop being 15,700, and I think we could get there with your support. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, feel free. The link to that will be in the description below. Also, I have a PO box, hence the packages, which I promise will be my next video. I keep saying it'll be my next one. This time, it really will be. There keeps being things that pop up, and I keep needing to talk about them because, stuff's going on. But anyway, yeah, let's get into the video. So it says here, Bonnie Langford to reprise her Doctor Who role in a rare guest appearance as Mel Bush. Actress Bonnie Langford has set her sights on a rare guest appearance in Doctor Who as Mel Bush after she played lovable character from 1986 to 87. Bonnie Langford is set to make a guest appearance in Doctor Who, reprising her TV role as companion Mel Bush from the 1980s. The actress, 58, has been lined up for a cameo in episodes being planned for 2024 by new showrunner Russell T Davies, alongside incoming Dr. NCUTI GATWA. Now, the interesting thing about this is, this does somewhat kind of deviate from the rumours surrounding Mel that we've heard previously. A lot of the rumours surrounding Mel tended to gravitate from the fact that it sounded as though David Tennant mentioned Mel in 60th anniversary filmings.
Mel? Oh yeah.
So naturally, the rumour kind of stemmed from the idea that she was actually going to appear there rather than in Series 14. But that's the newest thing about this rumour that I've seen so far, is that in fact she'll appear in Series 14 alongside NCUTI GATWA rather than in the 60th with David Tennant, which is certainly interesting. She could act in a similar way to how Sarah Jane did in School Reunion, where she's a long lost face, a friend of the Doctor's who they reunite with and catch up with and stuff like that, so that could be interesting. Langford played companion Mel from 1986 to 1987, working alongside both the 6th Doctor Colin Baker and the 7th Doctor played by Sylvester McCoy. Well, to be fair, she only got to play alongside the 6th Doctor for a bit? It was a really, really short amount of time during Trial of a Time Lord. But yeah, she has returned to the role on TV once. In 1993's Dimension in Time, a charity Doctor Who EastEnders mashup for children in need. Yeah, the less said about that, the better.
I see flares are back in fashion.
Yeah, everything from the last century seems to be having a comeback. Just wish my looks were.
Last century?
Well, what year is this?
Oh, don't you start. There's enough oddballs around here as it is.
Madam, what year is this?
2013!
The Jess Williams star has returned as Mel in several audio versions of Doctor Who for Big Finish, but has told how she gave 2 conditions before accepting the role. Speaking this summer, she explained that no screaming and please can we build her character a bit, was constantly just seeking a bit more of a substantial role. Melanie just said, but Doctor, and screamed. Russell T Davies, who was the original reboot producer in 2005, is known to be a fan of Langford. Last year, it emerged as a 14-year-old he wrote a script for Baker and assistant Mel, which he discovered in his loft during lockdown and hoped to resurrect. Speaking on a podcast, Langford said, I don't know what it's like or what. He's emailed to me and said, would you do it? And I said, yes, absolutely. It's just so fascinating. Since then, Russell has re-signed as showrunner, taking over from departing boss Chris Chibnall. So yeah, that is interesting that they have a working dynamic before, and obviously, as they said, Russell actually did write a story with 6th Doctor Mel all the way back when, and then that was adapted into a Big Finish, which I did listen to, but the name of which escapes me right now. If editor Tharries in the future, probably tomorrow, puts this in, then yeah, thank you to future me who did the research. But yeah, I listened to that audio. I will say, it's probably not RTD's greatest work or anything, but to be fair, it was based on a script he wrote when he was 14, so what can you really expect? It was good for what it was, certainly. And I like the cast a lot. I think Tania Miller was in that as well, which is always fun. But yeah, that was good, and obviously, yeah, the fact that they've got a working relationship could maybe add some credence to this, I guess. Fans of BBC One show have long clamoured for another glimpse of Mel, with one declaring, as a character, Mel would have grown so much since leaving the Doctor. It would be wonderful to see Bonnie return on TV. It's also interesting because I believe the last time we saw her, correct me if I'm wrong, she left to go be with Savalon Glitz, the sort of Del Boy stand-in during the episode Dragonfire, and she went with him, and Ace went with the Doctor, and there's kind of a switcheroo between the two at the end of that episode. So it'd be interesting to see what she got up to. Did she explore the universe? I know that in the Blu-rays, she has the sort of apprentice-style setup, where she's like a big businesswoman. She got rich off the back of like a carrot juice business, which is just really funny in itself. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happened to her in the end. Another agreed. I have really fond memories of watching that season when I was a kid. I know they're not very the best episodes of Doctor Who, but I think nostalgia counts for a lot. When rumours of her reprising the role resurfaced, also it's weird that they're saying that these rumours have surfaced despite claiming it's an exclusive, so what is it? Is it an exclusive or are you reporting on a rumour? Which is it? It can't be both. One fan noted, she looked better without the perm, leaving others to point out that her red curls were all natural. Mel bowed out of her TV role with the 1987 story Dragonfire. Nearly 30 years on, Langford won awards for her portrayal of Carmel Kesme in EastEnders from 2015. I hope I'm getting that right, probably not. Karen Doctor Studio Whittaker will make her exit following her 5-year stint in the TARDIS later this month, with a regeneration expected at the end. Sex Education star NCUTI GATWA has been revealed as the next Doctor, but it's also not yet clear who Whittaker will regenerate into, as David Tennant and Catherine Tate are returning for a set of specials next year. So yeah, it's also interesting that they only mentioned that Tegan and Ace are coming back. I feel like if you wanted to add some credence to this article, that would be a great way of pseudo sort of doing it. So look, these classic guys are coming back in the next episode, maybe Mel could too, but yeah, in regards to what I think, I mean, it could happen at this stage. It's one of those things that has been speculated about a lot. Interesting that they make reference specifically to Series 14 rather than the 60th anniversary. I think that's interesting. I wouldn't mind in either capacity, to be honest. Although, with that being said, maybe I would prefer the 60th slightly, as I kind of do want Series 14 to be a bit of a fresh slate. I think the show needs that. So I think the 60th would make more sense, but I could see it working with Series 14 as well, like what they did with Sarah Jane. I think Russell's basically talented enough to pull anything off, so yeah. I wouldn't mind her coming back. You know, she's never been one of my favourite companions, but equally, she's not one that I would begrudge seeing again. It's a different choice, you know. I think we've done a lot of the characters that I think a lot of people automatically want to come back, with the exception of perhaps Susan. You know, we've seen Sarah Jane, now we're seeing Ace and Tegan. I think like a lot of the major ones have now been done. But let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Do you think Mal will come back for Series 14, the 60th anniversary, or do you think this is all a load of tosh? Whatever your thoughts are, drop down in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.